weird is I was watching the first stream, and somehow I've gotten younger. Ken Griffin, even older. Somebody needs to make a meme with that. I mean, Ivy is kind of elevated. Weeklies are way worse. I think it's going to bounce. Maybe? I don't know. Looks like a lot of volume. Ivy's probably going to crush on anything near dated, so just be prepared for that. If Marcy's are at 126% IV, what's the best way to project what a move to 150 will push IV to? You can look at historical moves of $50. IV's really high right now. IV's higher now than it was at the peak of the November run. No, I don't think he stole my ideas. It's just that it's like ridiculous. I've been saying shit for months, and then he says it, and it's like everyone's like, "Oh, obviously that's true." For Febs, you waited till 126 till rolling to March. Is there a date you're waiting for before you would roll March strikes forward? Feb 24th, end of maybe 25th. That's true. I really don't check the Discord during the day because it's like annoying to bring up the extra window. I like my screen to remain neat and well organized. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean they're gonna experience some crush. It wouldn't be as bad if you had as if you had fourth expiries, but it'll still be a little bit. So yeah, I mean, is it turning around, by the way? God, when did I draw this fucking resistance line? Back here somewhere? It's fantastic. Um, it might bounce a little bit into close. I would watch. If it slips this fucking resistance at 113.21, I wouldn't carry it. But if it bounces, you might be able to recapture some of those profits you missed out on. Maybe they listen to it because he doesn't have a pickle-themed financial YouTube channel, so people take him seriously. Yeah, but if I went and worked for hedge funds, people would be like, "Chill." I'm just saying, it's a double standard. I mean, these are organizations incentivized to ride the razor's edge of the law, exploit any available loophole. This is what they hire people to do. They hire the best and brightest minds and pay them the most money in order to facilitate these processes. Can you draw the bottom resistance, please? Having a hard time seeing how far back it goes. We've stayed on this uptrend pretty steadily for a couple days now. We've actually broken clear of it. I would say that we're on a higher, in fact, a higher trend here. Like that. People focus too much on the 1 minute sometimes. You gotta pay attention to the overall movement of the stock. This is a solid bounce. We've cleared, almost cleared our peak on last Wednesday. Very close. We'll probably continue to go up through this afternoon. Remember November, right? If we go back to the ETF FTD run up from November, we had a few days of up, right? Some a little more significant than others, and then November 3rd hit and we spiked really hard. I expect that we will continue this same sort of pattern this cycle. To a greater extent, the FTDs are greater. But similar outcome, right? Run from the ETFs into a bit of shorting, but still capturing about 50% of the value gained, and then probably, if they're smart, a slow climb into the OPEX state in order to rug pull on the T+2 window again. So be prepared for that in Feb OPEX because they've done it once and they could do it again. If they have one buy and one short, and there's going to CNS, poof, satisfied. It's Feb OPEX T plus 2 from 218, correct? Yeah, that's correct. So 21, 22, 23rd of February is the gamma exposure settlement window. But remember, in November, they pre-hedged. So they started hedging appropriately, like the Wednesday before OPEX. And what that allowed them to do was volumetrically, OPEX was not very significant, right? So instead of getting the usual like hard run that we get when they close out the previous Friday at or below max pain, we got a very slow, gradual incline with a slight volatility spike at the end of it, and then an immediate rug pull. I'm not saying they'll do that again, but they could, and we should be aware of them doing that in the past. Holiday 221. What holiday's on 221? President's Day? Is it on 221? I can fuck shit up. So 22nd, 23rd then. There's no T plus 21, but yes, OPEX options exposure is the T plus 2 after the index ETF quarterly expiration. No shares to borrow from what I see. I mean, you can't see all the shares available to borrow. If there were no shares to borrow, the rate would be much higher. When do you plan to secure profits? Roll your calls from March. If we experience a significant run in the next couple days. OI for Feb 18 is still quite high. I'm aware. It'll get shed if we run in the next couple days. Feb 24th is both last day of GEX if order placed before open, correct? Yes. But wasn't there a holiday on the last OPEX too, right? We had Thanksgiving that week, but it was the end of the week is what it was. So yeah, but it should just push anything out to the next morning. Yeah, a couple upside gaps. I'm sure we'll fill these in later. I think we'll probably climb into the end of the day. Fair for people to question GameStop's board's silence. I mean, realistically, they could go a couple years without saying anything as long as, they're presenting investment for growth. I think if that growth is subsiding, then they need to say something. But I mean, their 10Q makes it very apparent that they're investing in long-term growth and they're trying to build the company up. And that should be more than enough information for the shareholders. Most companies aren't just going out and saying stuff all day. Not everything's Tesla. What regulatory changes would you change if you had market superpowers? The entire market needs restructured. It's a broken system that they just apply band-aids to. Okay, but seriously, can the MM close out their entire short position while keeping the price at this level? No. But they can close it out over time by running it and dropping it and running it and dropping it. So unless the pressure is applied to them in the peak of these runs, then they'll just keep doing the same thing until they're out. I mean, you guys that want like GameStop to say shit, it takes time. They've only been, the current C-suite's really only been in place fully since June, which is like 6 months. They have to go back through all of GameStop's systems of operations and overhaul everything. They have to overhaul the e-commerce, the websites, the logistics. I mean, they haven't even opened their fucking fulfillment centers yet. Everyone's so goddamn impatient that no one's giving them time to do the job they're supposed to do. You have so much faith in these fucking people to turn this company around and make it into something, but you don't want to give them the time to do it. It's ridiculous. With the current media sentiment against GameStop, saying nothing is their greatest tool. And if you feel like that's, disingenuous to their shareholders, then maybe this isn't a company you should be invested in. You can invest in Tesla and fucking Elon Musk will tell you they're going to be super profitable every day on Twitter without actually ever fundamentally changing the underlying company. We've had OPEX runs on it's Feb, May, August, and November. We had these preceded all of our runs. These OPEX days are what started all of them. These continued up after the OPEX period. These just spiked and went down. OPEX means options expiration. How far out are far dated? Greater than 30 DTE. So whatever your target date is. So like say your target date is OPEX, which is the 22nd. You really want at least 30 days about to the next expiration. So that way, if your target whiffs and nothing happens, you're able to take the majority of your holdings and move them out. Right? So you're paying for theta, but you're not losing a lot of other value, provided they don't drop the stock $100 again. Not that they can anymore. I wouldn't mind if GameStop went up $400. Well, son of a bitch. You internalizing fucking pieces of shit. Motherfuckers talk. Fuckers on Discord telling me always in YouTube chat. Shids and farts ain't about this. Shids and farts ain't about that. My boy and OG on fucking Wall Street Bets and them. They say that doctor don't be printing with no puts. Shut the fuck up, y'all. Dans ain't no shit. Y'all motherfuckers talk about shids and farts ain't no trader. Shids and farts ain't a rainbow bear. Shut the fuck up. Y'all don't live with that doctor. Y'all know that doctor got caught in a bear trap, shooting at the moon and shit. Homie been on PDT since I don't fucking know when. Motherfuckers stop playing him like our puts same as shares. Them bear savages out there